All right, so we're back, and today we're going to take a look at the Devastator version of the New Age guy. What's his name? Take the camera up. There it is. What is that? Hepatitis? That's what we're going to call him. Hepatitis. We are looking at the final form of hepatitis today. So here are all the Constructicons in their vehicle mode. They all look pretty good together. I like the fact that it's got the same green and purple across the whole set. There's not, variations there. Looks good. Not exactly the way I would display them myself. And of course, his chest piece is still off. But we're going in combined mode, so we shouldn't need that. So, this is the add-on piece. I think this was like 60 or 70 bucks, typically on retail. Again, I got this on sale for 100 or 300 bucks for the whole set. So yeah, it's pretty much the whole figure. So it's pretty funny. But we'll just go ahead and start getting him into his combined mode. So start off, we'll do scrapper. So you want to flip or pull the arms out. They will rotate forward. And there's a little tab here. It goes into this notch there. And those are his heel spurs. And then you can just kind of straighten this out. There's the foot. It does have a ankle tilt here, and there is a swivel as well. And then we want to untab the legs like this, and then we can take this piece here, and it's got this T-shape that fits into this little hole here, and then just kind of line that up, close it up, and you're done. There is his right foot done. Mixmaster here is a little bit more on the complicated side, but not as bad as like his initial one. So you want to untab this, and this will slide up like this. Then you take the foot section here, and this will come down. You want to rotate this piece here out and like that. Then here there's these little swivel sections on the back of his leg. You want to fold those forward like that. And then he's got toe hinges. There we go. Flip those out. Flip those out. Alright, and then we take this section here and straighten this out. These will come out. These little, they're like die-cast piece. And then we can take this assembly here and put this back up. And these tabs that we pulled out of the thighs are going to plug into these little slots here and here. So just kind of line that all up and in like that. Okay. Fold this section back out because it went back in. And then you want to take this, and this will tab into the top section here. Like that. You can fold these back out, and that's the heel spur. And there is his left foot. And he does have the rocker and swivel. All right. Oh, and then we fold these tires in to the side like that. All right, and then you would take this, and this will plug in on the back section here and the front section here to here, just like that. And then once you get that in there, you take this piece here, and this will slide forward, and it just slides into this little groove in the arm here, or in the knee here, just like that. Locks that into place pretty well. It's kind of awkward trying to work with such little figures and yet keep the bigger figure in screen. So next up we'll do Bone Crusher, and you really don't have anything to do with him. Basically you just take him like this and he will just slide on. There's a port here, here, and here, and plug here, here. So he doesn't retain any kind of articulation, he just plugs into the arm like that, and that's it. Alright, and then Scavenger. Similar, but we do need to untab these for a moment. And then what happens here is plug here goes into this plug here. Port here, port here. Notch here and here. Fit around here. And then these two little pegs here and here go into the same slots that they were in. So it's just kind of like a lot of things have to work at the same time. And once you get it though, it locks it on pretty well. And again, there's not really much articulation that you get out of Scavenger himself. He just kind of locks in there. All right. Now for Hook, what we want to do here is untab these little tabs here and here. And then you can rotate this out and this down. That frees up this section here for him. And what you want to do is you just come on, undo that, rotate these up like this, I believe, and then this assembly will come around. Does it go down? I guess it goes down. Alright, so we do down, and then this will come around, and this section here comes down, and then you want to plug this peg, slot, slot. Just like that. Alright, and then we can rotate this to the side here just a little bit. And then you just take this, plug there, just kind of plugs in, just like that. This will come up and around, like that. This comes up, lock that in. This comes up, lock that in, fold that down, and there's Hook locked in there. Long haul, again, pretty simple. Just rotate this, I believe, just like this. I believe. We'll figure that out real quick. So you open that up, and then this section will just kind of go in here like this. This comes down, and this will lock. There's two tabs here and here that will plug into these tabs there and there. Tabs, plugs. Line those up, and just like that. That's pretty much it. So, let's see here. I'm going to rotate these wheels out a little bit more. Just trying to make sure everything's locked in where it needs to go. And I think that's pretty much it. And there we have Devastator in his robot mode. And yeah, he's got a little stability issue there. Let's see here. All right. So let's take a look at this guy. Now that he's in his robot mode. So his head is on swivel. Maybe a hinge in there or a ball joint. It's hard to say, but you do get a little up and down. You get the left and right. No issues there. Swivel at the arms. Hinges out to the side. Bicep swivel. Bends at the elbow. Wrist swivels. It hinges in it hinges out. Doesn't really go in. Ball jointed thumb with a hinge, and then ball joints for each of the fingers with an extra hinge in there as well. So pretty good range of motion there, and they look pretty decent. Waist swivel does have an ab crunch from here, and then you can get more of an extreme one once you untab long haul, but we kind of don't want to untab long haul, so it's like I kind of wish he would just stay where he's at. It is a little on the loose side, so I kind of wish that was a little bit tighter, but you know, what can you do? Hip flaps get up and out of the way, so you get friction up to the side, all the way out to the back. He does have ratcheted knees, although the teeth on the ratchets I do believe are a little too far apart, because one click on each and he's got a pretty wide A stance. Not terrible, but it is there. There's a thigh swivel, bends at the knee. And then we've got the foot swivel and the ankle rocker, as we've already established. All right. Then you can take his gun here, and this will just plug into his hand like this. And there you go. And there is Devastator in his combined mode. All in all, pretty solid figure. I mean, he's a little fiddly here and there, especially getting it to combined mode. He seems a little less stable than he does, so that's something to be mindful of. You know, like if this comes undone, you hit the whole thing's, and then the ankle rocker is pretty loose. So it's like once things start coming undone on him, then the whole figure is going to lose stability. So just be mindful of that. Mixmaster seems fine. Long haul kind of tabs in fine, but not really. So just be mindful of that. And then Hook, Scavenger, and Bone Crusher all lock in just fine. So I have no issues with them whatsoever. I do wish that the notches on the legs would have been just, I mean, like halfway, like right about here would be the sweet spot in between the two ratchets. But instead he ends up like that. And it's like, it's either straight up or out to the sides. So take your pick. And I also think the leg needs a little bit more definition there, because it's just a straight piece of plastic all the way down, it looks like. This one is better because it's got some stuff going on here, but still it's not the greatest. But that being said, pretty solid effort. So let's see. For size comparison, here he is with a Chug Seeker and Chug Megatron. Someone could make an argument, like toy scale, it's kind of about right. Here he is with MP Shockwave. So not really good in that front. And here's where I'm kind of going with this. Just because size-wise, or space-wise, I don't really have space for a 2-foot combiner. I don't. So my thought process is maybe I'll be going with Legends for my combined guys. Here he is with Fort Max. And he's a little bit taller than the Fort Max, which is not ideal, but at the same time, not terrible. Obviously Fort Max is supposed to be the biggest, but I don't know. He's still rather large. Like if you're thinking in this terms of scale together, big. I mean, if you got the Hasbro Fort Max versus the Toy World Constructor, I think they're going to be pretty close to the same scale. So if I kept these guys on their own shelf, away from everybody else with any other Legends combiners I pick up, then I might actually have something. That's kind of the goal here. I've got Minosaur on his way, so I'm going to take a look at that, and then I'm thinking about grabbing the Unique Toys Predaking out of storage and trying to fix him up a bit and put him there too. I mean, he's much bigger. I think he's like a head and a half taller than them, but I always thought Predaking should be the biggest one anyway. So that's where I'm kind of going with it, because I'm looking for the best robot representation of individual bots for the main collection, but I just don't have the space for these massive combiners that would take up the entire. They take up two slots of my display shelf, and that's just too much space to dedicate to one figure for me. I mean, it's that's just kind of crazy. So yeah, that's where I'm kind of leaning towards. I'm waiting to get the Minosaur in and see how I feel about that. See how I feel once I get the Predaking put back together, and see if I can fix him up a little bit, because he's not in the best condition. Got him used on one of the Facebook groups for like $60 or something like that, and got it in, and I was like, ooh, I don't know about this one. And he's been sitting in storage ever since. So I'll put him together and get the Minosaur put together. I think I'm missing. I can't find the leg cars for a decent price. But since they go on the back of the legs, I don't think it'll be all that noticeable. But we'll just, I'm just going to get them together and see how I feel about it. And then once I have that all together, then I will make the decision on if this is something viable for like a side collection for just combiners. Or if I'm completely off base. But we'll see. I guess that's it. For the Devastator, I'll give him an 8 out of 10. I think the biggest problems is Scrapper not locking in properly. or lock it into itself properly, and as well as long haul not lock it in, and then the teeth on the ratchets for the hips are just slightly askew, and it just makes him have such a either straight up and down stance like he's in now, or such a wide A stance that it's like, oh, come on. So I'm gonna try and take those apart and see if I could just like rotate it just ever so slightly, but I'm not too optimistic on that front. So, but yeah, overall, it's a pretty good offering. So yeah, I guess that's it.